See, maybe I'll do a response to my own video. I've seen that done before, and I'll let you also know that here's something I got for my birthday. An ascension! I am God. I have finally ascended. We are all one. Yes, indeed. That's wonderful, isn't it? Yes, I know. Since another reason, I think I choose this one here. It's my birthday. I'm almost in my birthday suit, I didn't want to really be wearing my birthday suit, really, because my age, my eyes almost came back. Well, let's see. Interesting software. But anyway, getting back to but if you haven't noticed before, this is the Logitech Webcam Pro for the notebook, and it has this software that you can select it to follow me. So that I'm over here, hi there. Or you go over this way, and then hey, it comes over and it finds you. And the very first video I had it on, and just as I was saying something, just like it's doing now, it's zooming in on you. And I said something rather significant or profound or something God said, and he zooms right in on me. Anyway, okay. I wanted to follow up on some of the things that I was so scatterbrained, and I'm not doing that good of a job. And this one, what's my birthday? Pooey. But green is in this. I have this book here. This isn't my only source of information, however, but this is a book. So weird, these reflections and all this. You see the price of that book? Rather expensive, wasn't it? Of course, when it was bought. Well, I don't know. It has a copyright of 9 years after I was born, and so on. So, anyway, and it has the nature of light and color. It has it's 48 pages, and at the very beginning, I've forgotten that I have this thing on the confounding color, and you can see it's green. And this is where it's an interesting article, but it isn't what I was going to talk about myself. And I forgot to put my timer on, so I'm going to have... But it acknowledges in here that green, the various shades of green, that the human eye can distinguish between 8 to 10 million hues, different, as far as he said. This is a green that's different than that green, or a blue that's different than that blue. It's a different hue. It's distinguishable. We can see all of it, but to be able to separate it, and we can separate, it appears to be a larger range, you might say, of the greens. And why is the grass green? All that stuff. It seems to be the natural selection. So have you ever wondered when they talk about all these new flashlights, white LEDs, red LEDs? But if it's white, well, where does that come from? Because, see, the thing about an LED, it's a very efficient conversion of energy from one form to another, and that is from electricity, which is the motion and movement of electrons, and electromagnetic waves, which is a radiated energy. So now we talk about quantum, that electrons, those supposedly particles, are actually wave functions. So they're, boy, it's easy to talk about this. Everything's waves. But anyway, so we have the electrons in the electricity flowing in the circuit, and but they convert into light most efficiently that we've been able to make so far with LEDs. Incandescent lights they waste 60 to 80% of the energy on heat. We don't get much light out of it, really. And so with LEDs, it's really good because it's really efficient, and it produces a very pure color. It produces a color. So it's hard to get rid of, in a sense, white light until recently. And in one of my science kit things, explained it, rather simple, is that there's a process called, well, there's phosphors. And phosphors are, you shine a light on them, and they trigger and give off another light. It's kind of like the fluorescing type of a thing, the phosphors. And but in the TV, you have what you have in your TV as phosphors. The electron beam hits a phosphor, excites it, and it releases energy of a light color that we see. Now, what happens in a blue LED, they add a phosphor. And you can see that because if it's a clear LED, it doesn't show that it's blue, you know. All kinds of LEDs, they don't need to have a colored plastic case. You can have them clear plastic cases, and their color will show right from their junction point. And so the blue has there's a yellowness in all of them that I've looked at. And I believe that's the phosphor. And then when that blue hits it, it's then apparently releasing a balanced amount. According to this guy here, he looked at light as being only two components. We used to think of red, yellow, blue, with paints. And we're very comfortable now with RGB, red, green, blue. And they speak of that as emitted light from like TV tubes and CRTs. And this was an in-between period, 1986, March the 16th, St. Patrick's Day, green for St. Paddy's Day. And this guy, he simply waffled, and he said the red, blue, yellow as primary colorists, 3 primaries, and then for physicists, not including yellow, and 4 for psychologists, including green, plus 2 neutrals, white and black. And then as far as one, let's see. Oh, another thing is that I have this book called Cosmic Consciousness. It was written in the 1900s. I believe the author was a psychiatrist for a sanitarium. It's kind of unsettling to know that our great psychologists and psychiatrists and whatever mainly have their jobs in working with crazy people, and so they give advice to the rest of the world when all they've worked with me. Well, I'm just making a kind of strange point on that. Anyway, the author of this book also worked in a mental place. I don't really discredit it because of that, but I think it's kind of funny. Anyway, one of the points that he pointed out in his book was he felt that we became aware of color as an evolving phenomena or evolving senses. That our senses, as we evolved, we became more aware of different senses. So kind of like what Ian's talking about, we see 9/10 or we're affected by 9/10. You might say that this guy, his viewpoint, because he cites that the colors, looking back into ancient written texts, there's not words to describe the blue ocean. They don't find a word they could categorize as a word to describe items that are of a color blue, so that this must be something like that. And blue was one of them. That in the old time we had red, yellow, black, and white, and something like that. Then green. It's strange. I think green came along, and then blue. Blue was a late comer or something, late bloomer. But anyway, that's all I can say right now, and I'm going to probably merge this video with the previous video, and we'll just throw it all at you and see what happens.